It's a lot better than where we started. I was getting like 300, 400. How to smash your UCAT. Learn these tips really well and just use the style of the UCAT to your advantage. Learn from your mistakes. You can never succeed if you don't fail. Completely flunk their UCAT because they only used Medify. What I would recommend is my channel. So today's video is going to be all things UCAT, all of my tips, what I got, how you can get a good UCAT score, and just basically the holy grail of the UCAT. I absolutely hate the UCAT. I hate it so much. A lot of tears were shed over this exam, but I'm going to share with you all of my top tips and tricks and how to help you out if you feel completely lost on where to start. I don't want you to worry at all, because when I was starting I was seriously getting like 500 in everything. I didn't think I was good at any of the sections. It was just, I remember opening it for the first time, doing it and thinking that I just was never going to get there, but I actually ended up in the top percentile that you can get in, so you can get there too. Before we even get on with this, if anybody has told you that you cannot prepare, believe me, you can prepare. This exam is all about exam strategy, and my biggest advice would be prepare, prepare, prepare. So if you have started watching this video, then you are in the right place, and make sure you watch till the very end to get some of my top tips. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, it means so much if you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. There really is something for everyone here, and there's going to be so much more medicine content coming out too. So first of all about it and how the scoring works. So as you probably all know, the UCAT is a computer-based aptitude test which you need for medicine and dentistry, and most medical schools in the UK do take this exam. It is either this or the BMAT, but let's not worry about the BMAT. We don't even need to stress ourselves out with that. This is all about the UCAT. This is a very time pressurized exam. Time is not on your side. It's the biggest nightmare, and probably the most important point is you need to work on your timings. There's just so many questions and just not enough time. It is broken into 5 sections. So you have verbal reasoning, decision making, quantitative reasoning, abstract reasoning, and situational judgment, and they are all scored between 300 and 900, apart from the situational judgment, which is band 1 to 4. We are following so far. I know it can be a little bit complicated, but you'll get your head around it. And what happens is they add up all of your marks apart from the situational judgment mark, and then they divide it by 4 to give you an overall score. Saying this, however, it is still really important that you score well in each individual sections, especially if you're applying to a university where they're going to do it on a point system based on how you do in each different section. The universities still do look at sections, so you do want to get a good average overall. Not that I did that. We'll find that out later. I didn't do that. Now, according to the Medic Portal, a good score on the UCAT does range from year by year, but on average, a score between 620 and 630 is seemed a good score, and a low score is anything below 610. Now, a CAT plan, which you'll hear more about later, says that a score over 700 or more in any section is an excellent score and hard to achieve, and a score of 800 or more is superlative. I mean, I've never heard that word. And very challenging to achieve. And just put that into some context, a 80% in any section is a score of 800. The average situational judgment score is a band 2, so really you need to get a band 2 or band 1. That is scoring out of the way. Now, I'm sure you all want to know what I got on my score to put this in some kind of context, and I got 570 in verbal reasoning. Yeah, okay, verbal reasoning is definitely not my forte. I'm dyslexic, I didn't read a lot, my vocabulary is poor, so it was never going to be a good section for me. It's a lot better than where we started. I was getting like 300, 400. Yeah, well, was not good. Decision making at 670, which again is okay. I really struggled with this section as well, but I've learned lots of tips since, which I will be sharing with you. Quantitative reason, I got 780. This is a mathsy section, so I really enjoyed this section. Although if you're not good at maths, don't worry, there are some basic tips that you don't even need maths to learn. Abstract reasoning, I got 800, so I did really well in abstract reasoning. I love that section, which gave me a total score of 280 and an average of 705, which does put me in the top 10%. And I cried a lot over this, but we got there. And I got a situational judgment score of band 1. I was getting like 500 when I started this, and I was so stressed that I wasn't getting to medical school. So these tips are genuinely crucial for anybody that is struggling. And just a little bit about what's going on this year and how to apply. So I know the whole world is up in arms right now, but the UCAT have put on their website that they are still planning on opening to take bookings from 1st of July of this year. And if you're watching this in a different year, then you need to go and check when it is opening, because it is crucial that you get a good time slot. Now, you can't retake this exam, you get one shot, so you want to make sure you choose a date that suits you, that makes you perform your best, whether that is in the morning, whether that's in the afternoon. You just need to pick the perfect time slot. It's not often where you can pick the time of your exam, so use this to your advantage and get in there early. And it's also really important that you make sure you leave at least 4 to 5 weeks to prepare. So just think about what you're doing 4 to 5 weeks before that exam. If you're going on holiday, then make sure you leave 4 to 5 weeks when you get back. The last thing you want to do is be using your time whilst you're away to have to be revising, although I don't know if we'll have that problem this year. And testing of this year is planning on starting between the 3rd of August and the 1st of October. So now I know you've all been waiting for these crucial tips on how to smash your UCAT. First of all, the UCAT is all about strategy learning. You need to learn exam technique and learn these tips really well, and just use the style of UCAT to your advantage. It is probably one of the most time-pressured exams you will ever take, so it is really, really crucial that you learn your timing. The first proper tip is learn to triage and flag your questions and leave them till if you get time, or potentially you won't even get time to answer them at all. So the harder questions, you just need to triage. Everything is worth 1 mark, whether it's really hard, really easy, and examiners know this, and they will shove in some hard questions to start with to completely throw you off track, panic you, waste loads of your time, and then you're just not going to have time to answer the easy questions. You need to notice that they are hard fast, flag them, leave them, otherwise you're simply just not going to have enough time to answer all of the questions, and you're going to miss loads of easy marks that you could have got otherwise. Never leave a box empty. Never don't put an answer down. The UCAT does not negatively mark, you only get positive scores, so you are just wasting marks. What you need to do is pick a letter, so A, B, C or D, and this is going to be your go-to guess answer. So I would choose A because A for Anna, and it is proven that if you put A every single time, you are much more likely to actually get one right if that is your guess number than you are if you just randomly put like A, B, C, D. The percentage chance of you actually getting that right decreases every time you just mix it up and guess. You're much better going for a consistent letter. So pick your lucky letter, and when you're just guessing and going, when you flag that button, just have a go-to one that you just put straight away, and it also makes sure you don't waste any time, even like subconsciously thinking about what letter you're gonna guess. That is practice, 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 and practice some more. Just keep practicing, and my best advice is to do little and often. That is why 4 to 5 weeks is a very strenuous exam. Like, it does use your brain a lot. You can't just like procrastinate and half revise. You have to really, it's brain training, you have to really focus. So make sure you leave yourself enough time to just keep practicing little and often. In terms of resources, this is going to be a bit of a controversial point, but I hate this book. If you see this book, don't go and get it. It is way too hard, and you're trying to practice to train your brain how to do this exam, and in my opinion, you can't train when the questions are just too hard. You can't practice your timings properly, and the same goes for Medify. I've heard really mixed things about this. I know friends that have really liked it, but I know other friends that have completely flunked their UCAT because they only used Medify. What I would recommend is Kaplan. They have so many resources, but also the official UCAT website has amazing resources as well. I would recommend doing their full practice papers right towards the end, just before you're going to go in and do your UCAT, because these are the most realistic exams that you're going to see on the day. So you want to save them for when you've done your preparation and you're just trying to practice and really get your brain in gear before the actual day. So use all of the resources before and save these till the end. And again, Kaplan have a great book. this little strategy book which you can buy online, but they also have so many online resources that you can go and use as well. Now the next thing I would recommend is to track your score as you go along. Track your score overall, but also for each section, and just make a little chart for every single time you do a paper. Now this really helps you to see what sections you're doing good at, what you're doing bad at, where you're improving more slowly, so you need to put some more work in, and also it flags those sections that you're naturally good at and you can focus on, maybe not putting as much time in but really concentrating on smashing those sections. Or you can see how your revision is actually going and whether it's helping and leading you in the right direction. I kind of had a rough guide to make sure I got over 700, so I could see where I should be at in comparison to how many weeks I had left. And finally, my last general tip is to do everything on the computer. This is a computer-based exam, and if you're doing it all off paper, then it's just not going to replicate what it's going to be like on the day. You're much better off practicing it on a screen. I got myself some of those blue glasses so it didn't give me a headache all of the time. It's little things like that you want to think about using on the day. I would also really recommend, if you're going to do a practice test right before the UCAT, make sure you do it without water, because you can't take in water on the day. And for me, it really helps me concentrate to have water. So it's a big thing not being allowed to have water, although it does stop you going to the toilet. But I would recommend just practicing in true exam conditions under the time. So those are all of my tips on the UCAT. It really is a game, this test. I can't explain to you how much it is about learning exam technique, practicing, and really learning how to cheat the system, basically. How to learn how to do this test. It is the most strategy-based test ever, and my biggest advice is to just keep practicing. Even if it seems overwhelming right now and you're just crying all the time. I was there once, but believe me, it will get easier and easier and easier, and even if you still absolutely hate the UCAT, then you will get better. And also learn from your mistakes. Don't be one of those people that just sees that they do really bad in the exam, push it away and go again. You need to get out the mark scheme, go through why you've got them wrong, really focus on where you've gone wrong and not where you've gone right. This is my biggest tip to all of you, is to go through and thoroughly assess why you have gone wrong, where you have gone wrong, and the bits you have gone wrong on, work on those. It's so easy to just practice what you're good at and practice where you're going right, but everyone always neglects the bits they've done wrong. So go and focus on that and really learn from your mistakes. You can never succeed if you don't fail. And again, if you would like to see a more detailed explanation of any of these sections, then I would love to do that, and give it a big thumbs up so I know you enjoy these kind of videos. And good luck all of you with your UCAT. You will all do amazing. Just have confidence, keep calm, and make sure you learn time management. If you keep the time on your side, then you will do so well in this test. Anyway, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your week, everybody, and I will see you all so soon. Bye!